So I said to him, look, Joe, mate, you can't start a band called Nickelback. There's a band that already exists with that name. And he goes, yeah, they're my favourite band. So I'm thinking, okay, he gets it. Finally. And then he just starts back up again. Oh, yeah, and we're going to have a song about a photograph. We're going to have a song about that time when we were reminded what we really am. I'm thinking of growing a goatee.
How does he even have time to be thinking about starting a band? I mean, the government just reshuffled and he's lucky to still be treasurer.
I mean, shouldn't he be trying to clean up Labour's debt and deficit?
Oh, that's the shit. All right. Whoa! Come on! Let's record this shit! Whoa!
Canberra. Economic.
What the housewives of Australia need to understand is they blew the iron.
Minister for
Team idiot.
Minister for having a go.
Interesting to see if he...
There's a Chinese spy. Chinese spy.
She'll be right.
Welcome to the Weekly Hour. Tom is out of the studio this week doing an investigative report on the mating rituals of possums on the outskirts of Geelong, but he'll be joining us by phone for regular updates. Isn't that right, Tom?
You have reached the voicemail of
Thomas.
Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the tone.
Too right, Tom. At the top of the show, we have a very special announcement to make. Last episode, we said that we would be off for 1 week, but that has turned into 2 for reasons outside of our control.
Thanks, Obama. But now we're back after the last calendar week was unexpectedly cancelled. When the Prime Minister announced at a surprise press conference that the week beginning Monday 29th of December would not go ahead as planned, many across the nation were shocked. Here is a brief clip of the conference.
For reasons of technical efficacy, for reasons of making a clean break with this year, it makes abundant sense to abolish the week at the end of the current year.
But as this new week began, things seemed to carry on as normal for the country, much to the relief of fair dinkum Aussies everywhere. What did you think of the announcement? And how are you going on in this new week? Call in and tell us your stories about the missing week. Lance, what happened to you during the cancelled week?
Oh, well, I don't remember. I remember nothing.
Coming up on this one.
Wedding bells! Acclaimed British actor and comedian Stephen Fry is set to marry a woman 30 years his junior, which is entirely fine and acceptable.
Actually, it's a man he's marrying.
A man? 30 years his junior? This is entirely not fine. It's that man has his entire life ahead of him.
Oops, that's the misogyny alarm going off again. Hey, can everyone check their privilege out there, please? No? Well, someone get that with a tea towel then. Yeah, just take the batteries out of it. No, we won't be needing it. Don't worry about it.
The US Obama administration have issued what they're calling their first response to North Korea's hacking of Sony this week, announcing new sanctions against the country that just couldn't handle another goddamn Seth Rogen movie. North Korean citizens have expressed outrage at the move, declaring that, please can I have some food now? And, no, I don't want to go in the box with 3 generations of my family, please, not again.
And France has declared a national day of mourning after Wednesday's devastating terrorist attack on satirical publication Charlie Hebdo, which left 12 dead. The killers, and the group they claim to represent, took offence to the paper's past depictions of their religion's prophet. The perpetrators of the killings are still at large as of recording. One of the attackers allegedly told onlookers, "You can tell the media that it's Al-Qaeda in Yemen." Vigils in solidarity with the victims have taken place in Paris, the site of the attack, as well as across the world, and leaders of many countries have expressed their condemnation of the terrorists' actions. François Hollande, President of France, said, "No barbaric act will ever extinguish the freedom of the press. We are a united country that will react as one." We at the Weekly Hour would also like to express our firm support for the right to a free and open press.
We won't be scared by extremism. We pledge to continue to bring you the hard-hitting journalisms you know and treasure, and we won't back down from criticism of sensitive topics such as those of
a non-specific religious group,
or depictions of
a non-specific prophet.
The Australian Taxation Office has found that 1 in 20 of Australia's richest committed tax evasion in the last few years.
And that's full-blown tax evasion we're talking about here. The explicitly illegal kind. None of this namby-pamby tax avoidance through legal loopholes business.
An amnesty on declaring previously hidden income and assets last year has proved highly successful, with more than 5,000 Australians coming clean before the amnesty ended on December 19th.
The largest disclosure by a single person during the amnesty was $30 million in income and $120 million in assets held in offshore accounts. The Australian Taxation Office estimates to uncover $600 million in undisclosed income and $4 billion in undisclosed assets by the time the reports have been fully processed.
Well, the ATO is doing a fine job, it seems. At least we know that one area of the public service is pulling their weight in this country. Worth every dollar of funding we put into them, they are.
Yes, but could they be worth every dollar of funding we put into them more efficiently?
I don't think that's...
The government certainly thinks so, which is why 2,200 staff were efficiently dividended last year, with another 2,500 staff to be cut from the ATO by the end of 2017.
Tax evasion by the rich. What say you, Tom?
You have reached the voicemail of
Thomas.
Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the tone.
What do you, the listeners, think about Australia's wealthiest people avoiding paying their fair share of tax? We want to hear from you, so give us a call. The Weekly Hour, how can I assist you today?
Oh, how you doing, love? It's the Pope here, calling from the Vatican. I just wanted to let you know that I am still Catholic. 100%, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all. See you later, mate. God bless.
And on the line we have a live bear. What are your thoughts about tax evasion by the rich?
I just wanted to say I live in the woods and I just took a massive shit. This thing was enormous. I just had to call somebody and tell them about it.
Ah, well, I'm very happy for you. Sometimes we all just have to tell somebody about our achievements.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Buy stuff!
The Illuminati, the secret puppet masters that manipulate every element of power across the globe to their own nefarious ends, have had a busy couple of weeks. Between the Sydney siege in December and the Air Asia flight carrying 162 passengers that went down, the Illuminati appear to have had their hands very full.
Regarding the Sydney siege, one anonymous source from The Comments on YouTube had this to say: "The Sydney siege is just so convenient for the government today. It pushes the anti-Muslim agenda, the public is angry again, and Joe Hockey escapes scrutiny. Perfect opportunity for Abbott to come out and be a hero now. False flag, you decide."
And on the Air Asia flight, credible sources say that the flight likely went down due to poor weather over the Java Sea. But here at the Weekly Hour, we don't settle for credible. We want the truly incredible sources. While early reports about the missing flight were still breaking, Anna Kuhlman of Fox News pondered whether the real reason the flight went missing might have been due to a mix-up in international temperature measurements.
I mean, even when we think about temperature, it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, it's kilometers or miles. Everything about their training could be similar but different, right?
Joining us by a telepathically powered mind link device left on Earth by the ancient cosmonauts is Steve, one of the secret leaders of the Illuminati.
Great to be here, but don't tell anyone.
Now, Steve, I understand that the Illuminati have run into a little financial trouble of late, so these recent successes must have been a big win for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Inserting subliminal messages into pop music videos just hasn't been paying out like it did in the 80s. We keep losing all our airtime to static shots of the Beats pill. And we're making almost nothing from the ad revenue on those cameos we do in those blurry YouTube clips about 9/11. We can barely afford to keep the giant pyramid eye on anymore.
So tell me, just how did you pull off the Sydney siege?
Well, we in the Illuminati, classy bunch as we are big fans of Lindt chocolate, and we've wanted to work with them for years. we're going to do something with commercial airplanes, but unfortunately jet fuel just doesn't burn hot enough to melt chocolate, so we had to take a different approach.
Ah, very interesting. Can you tell us about your involvement in the Air Asia flight disappearance?
That one actually wasn't us. I think the Bermuda Triangle guys were on that job.
Well, maybe I should be talking to them if you can't give us anything interesting to talk about. I thought you guys were supposed to be all-powerful or whatever, but, fine.
Hey, we are still a very relevant organisation. I mean, I don't like to name drop, but we did do the moon landing, that wasn't easy.
Yeah, cool story, Grandpa. Oh, Jesus, what a lame-o.
The Weekly Hour.
Over to the United States of the US again now, where the Food and Drug Administration has lifted its 37-year-long ban on blood donated by gay men. Since 1977, potential donors have been asked whether they have had sexual contact with a male, even once. Answering in the affirmative has, until now, resulted in a lifetime exclusion from donation. But no more.
And it's about time too. We as a society stopped blindly hating gay people at least a week ago now.
But don't celebrate just yet. The new rules stipulate that only men who have abstained from sex with other men for at least 12 months can donate blood, creating the awkward situation in which a gay man using protection in a long-term monogamous relationship is automatically barred for the same period of time that a straight man who openly admits to having unprotected sex with a HIV-positive woman is. 12 months.
Oh, well, if abstinence only works for sex ed, it should work for blood donations too, right?
Now to Jamara Porkwell for your weekly traffic report.
Yes, I'm gliding above a road somewhere in Melbourne, I think, and the traffic here is just exceptionally moderate, Lance. Not too heavy, but not overly light either. Certainly, I can confirm at this point that there are several cars heading mostly in a forwardly direction at this time. There is a blue one and a red one, and yes, there goes a white one as well. I'm Jamara Porkwell reporting from the Flatulax wind-powered hang glider. Flatulax, the #1 flatulation suppression medication. Reporting for the Weekly Hour, the broadcaster you can trust to drive the news down the highway of your imagination. Back to you, Lance.
Thanks for that report, Jamara. Astrology time now in our new non-recurring segment, Horoscopes with Crendelia Puddlemeyer. How are the stars looking, Crendelia?
Thanks, Lance. They're looking very spiritual indeed. Mars is in the 7th house, so Sagittariuses should be on the lookout for a fortuitous meeting in the afternoon. And Venus has moved in with her new housemate Jupiter, so Scorpios ought to look out for financial favour today. But be wary, Lance, because they might also run into financial ruin or financial stability. For Leos, today is a great day to just...
Boy stuff!
Weekly Hour. It's time to revisit an issue that seems to come to the forefront every summer. Advertising in sport. Senior cricket correspondent Michael O'Clory filed this report.
Sponsorship in cricket. Some say that, much like the fuel economy of a Toyota Yaris, it's gone too far. Some sports fans have expressed Allianz Insurance outrage at the amount of advertisement in recent BWS, Channel 9, sportsbet.com.au broadcasting of the Commonwealth Bank Cricket Test Series. I spoke with Cricket Australia spokeswoman Mafanwi Wheatbix to find some answers.
Look, Maiko, I know that there have been some concerns raised about our Kellogg's rebranding of some Harvey Norman elements of our Victoria Bitter cricket broadcasting, but Maiko, when one of our KFC Buckethead Channel 9 viewers sees Steve Samsung Smith make a Sony century at the Microsoft MCG, I don't think that they're wasting their Tag Heuer time worrying about Arnott's advertising. The important thing here is that the Swiss supplement's spirit of the game, which has been Pfizer fantastic this year, is maintained. I don't know about you, Maiko, but when I see Dave Dan Murphy's Warner hit a 1-800 reverse sweep, or when I watch Mitchell Mitsubishi Johnson bowl a Pepsi paceball that takes a Woolworths wicket, the last thing I'm worried about is overreach in branding.
Well, I'm Sab Miller satisfied with that ANZ answer. I'm KFC cricket correspondent Michael O'Clory for the Bunnings The Weekly Hour.
Weekly Hour.
For less than the price of a cup of coffee that for some reason everyone is curiously reluctant to provide you with, so you have to badger your friends and family for it until they relent, if only so you'll stop carrying on about the damn coffee for fuck's sake, you can help support us by badgering all your friends and family to listen to the Weekly Hour.
That's the show. Visit our site at theweeklyhour.org, subscribe on iTunes, and like us on Facebook. So it's goodbye from me. Bye. It's goodbye from Lindsay.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from Thomas.
You have reached the voicemail of
Thomas.
Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the tone. I think we can safely say this has been an incredible show. Truly the best yet of 2015. We'll see you all next week, unless we mysteriously disappear into the Java Sea.
This is about trying to ensure that Australians are having a go. If you want to get a fair go, you've got to give a fair go, and that's what this ministry is all about. It's about getting a fair go and encouraging people to give a fair go.